Nika Langner, living in Germany. You may not know, I am performer, writer and karateka. Welcome to my first ever episode of Glove Challenge Show on the most unknown YouTube channel, Nika Langner, in the whole entire YouTube world. Make sure you subscribe then my channel, and on Instagram too. The links you will find in the description below, to get up speed with the idea of the Glove Challenge and see why this show has so unique format. I will be interviewed by famous people from very different area of life and art. So today we have Martin Thompson with us as an actor, director and acting teacher.
All right, so what I have to do is I throw the glove at her, then I get to ask her a question, right? Is that how this works?
Should be.
Yeah, okay, boom. All right, so.
Was totally not spectacular, but okay, challenge accepted.
So, is there something in your life that you have dreamed of doing, really wanted to do, but you've never done it? And what is it?
A very difficult question. But yeah, maybe when I think about this, what my girlfriend in Germany, in my town, was doing, I would love totally to go to a fitness studio. There is a special room and you are like on the scarf and rope at once, fixed, or only a scarf, it depends on it. You can jump, you can move in any direction you want. But it's not a bungee jumping.
Trapeze?
No, you do not do any trapeze, but you can literally move like for 360 degree in any direction, and it's you are like, you know, like a little bit like in a prison on this scarves, but it's looking very great.
It's a scarf, like a silk?
Yeah.
Like aerial silks?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Aerial silk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is the name for it?
Yeah, aerial silk.
Oh no, okay, thank you.
Okay.
For helping.
Is that what you want to
Yeah,
do?
yeah, exactly.
Hang upside down on aerial silks. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's a great experience, and it would not be so threatening for my stomach as bungee jumping. I would hate bungee jumping, and this is looking very distinguished and nice and smooth and
Until you plummet to your death at the end. You slide down the silk on your head.
Maybe it will not be that bad, hopefully. But
So that's what you want to do. You want to be an aerial silk performer.
no, I mean, it is interesting to make new experiences. Only this.
Well, why haven't you ever done that?
This is really a good question. A lack of time, because when I started with writing and then performing, acting with karate came together. Yeah, you cannot do everything. So I concentrate on this free area of art, although the third area is sport, but you say about karate, martial arts. So writing is art and performing, acting is right. Oh, by the way, this is so obvious. You are an actor and acting teacher. Why acting?
Why what?
Why acting?
Why acting?
Why acting? Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a artistic household. My mom was a singer, a opera singer, so we grew up taking piano lessons and singing in the church choir and all that kind of stuff. And I always, when I was little, I thought
And the priest did not want to have you anymore.
That's right. Yeah, and I
You're
thought
singing so awful.
I wanted to be like a orchestra conductor or concert pianist or something, but then I realized that my younger brother got all the musical talent, so he's now a composer and a musician, a pianist. He writes music for television shows and stuff like that. So I let him do that, and I went into acting because it sounded easier. You don't have to practice the piano 8 hours a day, so that worked pretty well. And then so I went to college like most kids did and got my degree in theater. And then I went to New York and I studied with, all the great teachers in New York at the time, Sanford Meisner, Uta Hagen, and all of those folks, and started working as an actor in New York. And I just kept doing it because I didn't know how to do anything else by that point. So that's my story.
I disagree because you can also direct and
Well, that's true. I'm a director.
working as a photographer.
Photographer, yeah, I work as a photographer.
Photographer.
Yeah, but they were all kind of allied because I was doing like headshots for actor friends of mine in New York, and I started teaching acting because that's all part of the business and everything. So everything was kind of all interconnected. It's just I
Right.
never ended up working, for a bank or IBM or anything like that. So.
But still, I very admire.
Yeah.
It's.
Is it my turn to ask you a question? Okay. Boom. If you knew, like, in 1 year that you would be dead,
Oh yeah, I like it.
what would you do differently? What would you change about your life?
Oh, again, this is, I hate you. This difficult question. I would work more and enjoy life more.
Work more?
Yes.
Why would you work more?
To have more extra incomes, and
Are you going to take it with you in a year?
no, but yeah, you can then spend more money
That's true.
on enjoying your life and do something good. I don't know, maybe setting up a Stiftung in German is in English. How to say it? Making like a house to helping people and having your money for it to doing something good. Okay, I forgot the word, but
There must
tried
be a
my
word,
best.
but I don't know what it is.
Okay. Nevertheless, I would love to act more. I would love to do karate more and write more. I would love to write at least one very long book, maybe like 300 pages. Yeah, and to start competing more in karate competitions and to go out, maybe out of my country even. Yeah,
Maybe you can do karate while hanging on one of the silk things, aerial silk karate.
my people would kill me for it. I don't know how it will be looking like. And no, but really competing in karate, this was what my passed away sensei Fumio wished for me too. So yeah, I would love to, I don't know, to do more this what I am doing now. I would change this, yeah. With great, and spending more time with great people by these activities. This is already this
Not
what I try
wasting
to
time just doing the daily grind. Right.
do. Yeah. Okay. We have an interesting aspect of teaching. I don't know. For me, yeah, teaching is a little bit also like parenting. Don't you think? Is it for you like be a teacher and father in the same time? Like,
Being a teacher and a
yeah.
father?
Yeah, like putting together professional life and private life. I mean, the feature of father and of the teacher putting together.
Is being a teacher like being
a
a father?
father? Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah.
I guess it is, in a way. I mean, a teacher is kind of like a mentor. You're teaching people, like you teach your kids how to, how to live their life so they don't turn out like you did. And yeah, so I guess, I am a father, so I've, raised kids to adulthood. But yeah, as a teacher, I'm kind of raising actors to their adulthood in the industry. And it is kind of the same thing. You want to teach them the right path, the technique that they need, because acting is really a technique. There's a technique to it, like dancing or playing the piano or painting.
Yeah.
You have to learn the basic techniques first before...
Or like learning with a father how to ride a bike.
Yeah, or riding a bike. You take your kids out, you put the training wheels on the bike, and you show them how to do it, and then once they start to get their balance, then you take the training wheels off, and they learn how to ride the bike on their own. It's very much the same with actors in acting class. You start with the training wheels on, and you're learning the technique of acting, very much like you learn the technique of fingering the piano keys, that sort of thing. And then eventually you learn, it becomes instinctual, like riding a bicycle,
Could you maybe explain this metaphor I have used?
Metaphor?
Metaphor.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting.
All right.
Yeah, this is what parents do.
Right.
Also, yeah, but for somebody who is not familiar like we with acting, which are these wheels by a bike when you're coming new to acting school and...
Well, I don't know that it's really a good metaphor for acting, but it's a good metaphor for parenting. But teaching acting is like that. You kind of steer them along the path of learning the right techniques, how to approach a role, and eventually acting is all about really learning who you are. Because as an actor, you're not playing someone else, you're not playing a different character, you're playing you in those circumstances. So learning who you are is a lot of what learning how to act is all about. I can learn action, objective, obstacle, conflict. I can learn my lines. I can learn how to trigger emotions, all of that sort of stuff. And that's the technique. But then learning to put yourself in the shoes of that character, in those circumstances, and letting that be okay to show yourself, and so much of it comes from personal life experience. If I were playing Hamlet, I would not play John Gielgud's version of Hamlet or Laurence Olivier's version of Hamlet. I would play me, Martin Thompson, if I were, a Danish college student coming home from school during the summer and I found out that Mom had killed my dad and married my uncle.
The uncle killed
Well, they were both in on it, But how would I behave in that circumstance? And it's going to be different for every actor because we're all different people. And learning who you are and letting that be okay is part of the art of acting. I often say, I can teach you how to act. I can teach you the techniques, but I can't make you an actor. That has to come from you. I could teach you how to play the piano, but I can't make you a musician. And it's the same sort of thing with acting or any of the arts. That's got to come from who you are and what you connect to. So, in that sense, yeah, acting is kind of like being a dad. Or teaching acting is like being a dad. So.
I agree and disagree.
All right,
but
cool.
yeah, it's very similar with my experiences.
Yeah, like yours? What are yours?
I was 14 in the school, and like maybe about 3 months before I should compete and pick up a poem and recitate this poem.
Recite.
Recite. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I'm any native English or American speaker, but I'm happy you understand me.
That's all right. I can't pronounce English most of the time myself. So.
Yeah, but back to this poem. So I started to prepare one poem and thinking in acting terms. Yeah, by the way, a modern poem playing with a motif from Romeo and Juliet of Shakespeare. It is about Juliet. And it starts, I am Juliet. I am 23 years old. Once I touched love. It has a bitter taste. And so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will stop here. My God, this is one of really few poems I can remember the beginning. I had many poems, and I was reading first many books, poems, novels, and then stories. But when I started to learn this poem, it was like learning by heart only and saying. And then when I got some instructions, it was, okay, so think about something bitter you are tasting. It's really bitter, and say it and show these emotions. But even though I did not know at this day when I started to learn this poem and to kind of act this poem, to play this poem, I did not love. What is love? I did not realize how I felt in love in this time. And then it was unhappy love. So before this kind of 3 months passed away, I should be reciting.
Reciting. Yeah.
Reciting
Mm-hmm.
this poem. I knew what is a bitter taste of love and how it is to touch love, and a little bit, but it was not me pretending to be a Juliet in the modern world, a girl being, but it was me saying this poem and talking my not told love experience.
Right, it has to come from who you are.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
And if you've never been in love, you don't know what that feels like.
Correct, yeah.
All right, my turn. Okay, so if Crystal Ball could tell you about the future, your life, your loves, your all of that, what would you want to know about your future?
Yeah, I love this question. Because I would love to know this what almost everybody does not want to know.
What's that?
My exact date of death.
Death? You
Yes.
want to know the day you're going to die? Why?
Yes, I am a person who is planning her life, and I would love to see on my bucket list what I would love to accomplish before it. Spend more time with people I love, and hopefully do something good for them too, and for another people, and just write more and act more and do more karate. Everything at once.
Or karate?
Yeah, as you in American language or English language saying.
I think I'd want to know when I was going to die so I would know whether or not to pay the bills.
Oh, this is good.
If I'm going to die on Friday and I've got a bill due on Thursday, I'm not paying.
Yeah. To have more money. Oh, to spend all money at once because you'll be there.
Why would you save money or invest? Just take it, go spend it, go to Disney World or something. Yeah.
And I would also manage a little bit my personal stuff, who is getting what, and I would love to do something like that.
I'm taking it all with me. I'm taking everything. Yeah. All my money, all my cool stuff, I'm taking it.
No, we can't. I have the last question for you. And could you tell us some story from your private life you did not say in newspapers about parenting?
About what?
Parenting.
Parenting. Having kids.
Parenting.
Well, one of my favorite stories is when my son was in first grade, so he was like 6 or something like that. And the moms at his school, this was in New York, the PTA moms drafted me into playing Santa Claus at
because
the
they
school.
knew you're an actor already.
Yeah, they said, you're an actor, you can play Santa Claus. And at the time I was much thinner, so they had to like pad me up with, pillows and stuff. So we went around.
But now you are looking better.
Now I can play without the padding. But yeah, so we went around to all the classrooms in the school and handing out, stockings with candy and stuff. And we walked into my son's classroom. So I'm doing my Santa Claus, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And I see my son over there. So I say, Merry Christmas, Stephen. And he's sitting there, like drawing or something. He looks up and goes, oh, hi, Dad. And then he goes back to drawing.
It's your own fault.
Yeah. So after we left...
But you picked him up.
I know. Well, after we left, the teacher told me that they had this long discussion in class as to if that was Stephen's dad, who is the real Santa Claus? So then Stephen came home from school, and I said, look, it's acting. You have to play along with it. And he says, okay. So the next year, I got drafted.
Again? The play was
Santa
not
Claus
that
again.
bad.
Yeah. So I went back in, and now he's in second grade. And I go into his room, and I'm doing my ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Stephen. And he looks up at me and goes, Merry Christmas, Santa.
Oh, so sweet.
So yeah, that was my fatherhood in New York. So, yeah,
so cute. Martin, so I really do not know how to thank you for torturing me with questions on my show. I totally appreciate it. One more time, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. I'm happy to torture you anytime you need. I've got the glove.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you in believing in me and also, putting this faith in me in a practical way that you invited. Thank you for inviting me, for reading as your daughter. Wow.
Oh, that's right. She helped
like
me
that.
with a self-tape audition. I was auditioning and she had to play my daughter. So
I was so excited. So thank you very much for it. It was unforgettable experience for me. And thank you so much for hosting me in kind of studio here in Los Angeles by you. Yeah, and if you want to get to know Martin Thompson much better, stalk him on social media on his Instagram. It will be attached below, as I said. And yeah, thank you very, very much one more time. Yeah, my first ever guest on the show.
Okay. Well, it was fun being
I'm so
here.
excited. Thank you. Without end. Now it's the end.
Now it's the end.
Yeah. Bye.